For decades, the world saw Mick Jagger as the ultimate untouchable icon, a man who thrived on chaos, burned through relationships, and seemed immune to the consequences of his own fame. He projected an image of a carefree rebel, someone who never slowed down and never let anyone get close enough to see the cracks. But beneath the swagger and the stadium lights, there was a hidden, much more human story unfolding. Recent years have pulled back the curtain, revealing that the wild man of rock was never running away from life. He was desperately searching for a stability he never quite knew how to build, hiding a deep need for connection behind a carefully crafted empire of performance. The truth is that Jagger's rebellious persona was as much a construction as any of his hit songs. Growing up in a disciplined, middle-class home in Dartford, he wasn't a born outlaw. He was an ambitious student of human nature who studied economics and understood how to market power before he even had it. His partnership with Keith Richards began as a creative explosion, but it soon turned into an emotionally volatile marriage between two men who couldn't function without each other, yet constantly clashed over control, ego, and the weight of their own massive success. As the band became a global machine, Jagger became the executive, a move that alienated his closest allies and left him trapped in the role of the perpetual, detached survivor. This pattern of building and then sabotaging his own stability repeated in his personal life, where he went from one high-profile, tumultuous relationship to the next. From his intense connection with Marianne Faithfull to the public collapse of his marriages, Jagger often retreated into the safety of work whenever emotions became too painful. It wasn't until the tragic death of his partner L. Ren Scott that the armor finally shattered. That profound loss forced a shift that those close to him had never seen before. The man who was once addicted to constant movement and public scandal started to quietly prioritize the people who actually stood by his side. Now in his 80s, we're seeing a version of Mick Jagger that feels remarkably honest. His relationship with Melanie Hamrick has brought a grounded, quiet stability into his life that was missing for decades, and his long-standing friction with Keith Richards has mellowed into a deep, mutual respect born from surviving a lifetime of history together. He no longer seems interested in proving he is the loudest or the wildest person in the room. Instead, he is focused on his family and his craft, finally trading the exhausting pursuit of chaos for a sense of calm that seems to have eluded him for most of his legendary career. After all the fame, the scandals, and the decades spent playing a character for the world, it seems that Mick Jagger has finally allowed himself to be human. He has evolved from a man running from his own life into a survivor who finally knows what is worth protecting. Do you think his journey proves that even the most chaotic icons eventually crave a normal life, or is the Mick Jagger we know today just the final act of a master performer? Let us know what you think in the comments, and if you enjoyed this look behind the curtain, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next dive into the truth behind the legends.